We are about to be hopping into the Schnauzer 2. We are about to be hopping in to potentially turn $3 into $100,000 if we come in first place in this tournament. You might be thinking the odds are against us. Maybe not, because I might be the fantasy football expert. And you guys are going to see the draft strategy that can help you win this prize yourself. Right now we're on Underdog, where it's best ball, no time commitment at all. We're going to be the first 14 weeks of the season. We'll be competing against the 11 other teams we're about to draft against right now. I'll give you guys the best draft strategy. If we advance one of the top 2 teams from those first 14 weeks, then we get reseeded, replaced with 9 other teams. And if we are the first team in that final week 15, we then go to week 16. We have to win that. And then a 310-person final in week 17 where we optimize for the final week of the season to win the prizes shown here. Let's hop into the draft. Let's see what we can get, man. We're about to see the best draft strategy on YouTube. So here we are. We're starting in 10 seconds. We are pick number 2. It's a snake draft. Now, when you're pick number 2, you're in a tough spot. Jamar Chase, he ain't falling to us, which means we have to choose between Saquon, Jefferson, and Bijan, in my opinion. Those are the next 3 guys that could vie for the second pick. Now, what I know that you guys might not from playing best ball all the time is I know that we have also pick 23 and pick 26. At those picks, looking at the ADP, there's really not many guys that I do like at that ADP. You know, the tier kind of drops off after McConkey, maybe after Bucky, right? So I'm hoping that when we get to 23, 26, we'll probably go T. Higgins and Marvin Harrison, maybe Jacobs or McBride. So I'm fine taking Saquon right here at pick number 2. The problem is, guys, the receiver depth is not great when we get to ADP of around 50 or 60, right? If we scroll down a little bit, quite a little bit, looking down here at the bottom of this draft, look at the value on running back. At ADP of 53, we got guys like Chuba, Mixon. I mean, Mixon's not great. Kenneth isn't great. But Kamara, Chuba, those guys are primed to break out. Travion, James Conner, Quinshawn, Montgomery, Swift, Caleb, 75. Like, I think any of those guys could have, like, top 10 RB finishes this year. Looking at the receivers that are going around, Jaden Reed, Shakir, Diggs, Dusty, Jacoby Myers, Dusty Debo, Judy, Olave. Like, there's some upsides, Juwan Jennings, Roma Dunze. The running back value is very good in the middle rounds, and whereas the wide receiver stuff kind of dries up. So that's why it sucks kind of going Saquon, pick number 2, and going RB first round. So we're going to be playing catch-up right here at the 2-3 turn, most likely going wide receiver, wide receiver. We are 4 picks away, and something wild just happened. This guy right here at pick 16 takes Genty, and he pairs up CMC at pick 9 with Genty at pick 16. This is one of the best, what's it called, anchor RB starts that I've seen to any of my best ball drafts this season. That's a lethal combination. So looking at what we're going to be left with, there's 3 guys on the board that are decent. Like, I really don't want to go Jonathan Taylor here, but I really don't feel like we have a choice if his value falls to us. Like, compare our anchor running back if we go JT. Saquon and Jonathan Taylor versus CMC and Genty. I'd much rather have CMC and Genty when we're trying to maximize upside. I hope Ladd McConkey falls to us here. He's not going to, like I expected. This team after us has Jamar Chase. He's probably going to go T. Higgins, which is the other guy I want at this turn. We're either going JT and maybe, like, we're going to have 0 receivers. So this is what I'm worried about if I go Jonathan Taylor here. But the falling value, I can't go Rashee Rice. I want Rashee Rice, don't get me wrong. I think Rashee Rice is the best pick there. But Rashee Rice was ADP of like 30 a couple weeks ago. And this draft has been open. This tournament's been open for quite some time. So if Rashee Rice is really going to crush it this year, then the winner of this tournament must have already been drafted because he was already getting picked around ADP of 30, right? So we'll see if T. Higgins falls to us here, or if this guy decides to go Rashee Rice with Jamar Chase with T. Higgins and go double Bengal stack. I hope T. Higgins falls to us, and he does. Now, Trey McBride is probably he could outscore T. Higgins just straight up as the tight end. But again, when we're playing major catch-up right here, I don't expect taking a running back in quite some time. So, we're going T. Higgins as our wide receiver, first wide receiver off the board. That'll allow us to hopefully get Joe Burrow. Looking at, hopefully if we can pull up the draft board right here, which let me see if I can pull that up. Joe Burrow would actually allow us to see if we can potentially get a quarterback falling to us in value. Now, what I mean by that, Joe Burrow, the team at number 1, Jamar Chase, he's really the only other person that would probably target Joe Burrow. Maybe you have a Chase Brown team, try and target him as well. But we're going to see if we can stretch it and get Joe Burrow at our round 5, round 6 right here. All right, so now we're in here looking at the draft board. And looking at the draft board, you can see what I'm talking about. So here's our team right here at pick number 2, Saquon, JT, T. Higgins. And Joe Burrow is going to have an ADP right around this pick 50 range. But we're going to push it. We're going to see if we can get Joe Burrow all the way back, 20 spots past ADP at 71. Now, looking at this team right here, number 4, getting Chase Brown. Wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be the one that snipes us here. But Joe Burrow, he doesn't have any rushing upside, so it would kind of be a surprise if we do see Joe Burrow get drafted before this Chase Brown team. Now, looking at our next pick, we are on the clock. We're ADP 47, and Xavier Worthy is still available, but he's falling down draft boards. I don't like Devontae Smith at all. But I feel like we have to go with, Xavier Worthy, he is a faller. I wouldn't be surprised if his ADP is 50, 51 by the time we get to August, just because the Rashee Rice positive news is bad for him. But we don't really have a choice here. We're playing catch-up at wide receiver. I'm going to have to take Devontae Smith, too, if Devontae Smith comes back around to us. Not a big fan of Devontae either. Looking at his stats, like, we take a look, he's really just 1,000 yards, 7, 8 touchdowns. I guess it's decent. But we know he's not going to be the wide receiver 1 in his offense, whereas Travis Hunter has a bit more upside. I'm tempted to take Travis Hunter, but just for the fact that he's falling past ADP a bit more, I'm going to go with Devontae Smith here. Now our receiver room is T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Smith, and I'm still not too happy about that, so we're going to be playing catch-up there. We'll see if Joe Burrow falls. Now, there's some people doing some strange things in this draft, so this draft actually is most likely only going to be a bit of a practice. Why am I saying that? Let's take a look at the team right here. I was looking for, I was like, all right, I got Devontae Smith. Where's Jalen Hurts? I was looking at the quarterbacks that have went. This guy right here has Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, JSN. This draft probably is not even going to count. So, you're joking. You're joking, buddy. Kind of wild, but still, we're going to be going through the strategy. And who knows? Maybe this guy knows something that the rest of us do not, because he does go JSN. So maybe he's just going bully quarterback. And, if this draft is going to count, right, which I don't know with this Jared Goff selection, but if this draft is going to stay, then quarterbacks might be getting bumped up draft boards. So we'll see if Joe Burrow goes. With the fact that this guy now has 3 quarterbacks, I doubt that Joe Burrow is going to be going to us in this draft. Joe Burrow does get sniped from us at pick 60. He goes to an unstacked team, which is kind of wild. Not a great pick by that guy. But here we are now, and Patrick Mahomes is our only stacking option right now. I'm not reaching 15 spots. The guy right here at 72-73 has Rashee Rice. He might steal him from us. We're playing catch-up at wide receiver, but they're all kind of dusty. I'm fine taking Jerry Jeudy. We'll see if he gets taken right there, and he does. So I love the running backs in this range. Judkins, Johnson, Swift. I don't think we can afford to take a running back right here, not at least at this pick. I am not going to take Debo. I'm not going to take Myers. I'm going to go Laporta. We're going to take our tight end right here. Again, if he plays like his rookie season of 2023, maybe improves from his second year. Bit of a slump. Still not a terrible year from Laporta, especially in the second half. So we're going to have our tight end right there. Jared Goff obviously was already drafted, some unknown reason. But, it's still, we're lacking stacking options now. We have Jonathan Taylor. I don't really want to take Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones. Joe Burrow's gone. Jalen Hurts is gone. Mahomes is gone. Here we are, pick 74. Debo is 600 pounds. I really don't want Debo. I really don't want Jacoby Myers. Judkins is kind of a bum. Honestly, I have no idea what to do right here. I have no idea what to do. I think I'm going to go Judkins. I don't have much Judkins. I don't really want to be taking a running back here, but this is the tier of wide receivers that are dusty. Looking at what we're going to have in 20 picks, right? So 20 picks away, that puts us around ADP of 95. Hopefully we can get like an unstacked Kyler. Maybe we can go like Buka Baker. Right, like an Egbuka Baker stack. I'd much rather have Egbuka than these dusty wide receivers right there. Maybe like Jaden Reed, but he's kind of dusty. I would rather reach on Josh Downs 15 spots than take Debo, then take Shakir, then take Diggs. That's just my process, my thinking. So I actually hate this tier of receivers here, and I think that there's going to be a better tier of receivers in the next 20 spots for me to pick. So we'll see what happens, what falls to us. We're 2 picks away, and there's 4 guys in my queue that I'm fine taking. Right, like. We hope that Mahomes falls to us 10 spots past ADP. That would be the best case scenario here. We have 2 non-quarterback teams ahead of us. He passes on Mahomes. He goes like Buka, which ruins the Baker stack for us. So now we're either Mahomes or Kyler Murray. And we pray that this guy doesn't take Mahomes. Please, bro. Skeptical. And no KC stacks. He might be on auto. He goes Kyler. Patrick Mahomes falls to us 10 spots past ADP. And that's a no-brainer selection. We now have Mahomes paired up with Worthy. We have Saquon, JT, Judkins in the running back room. Those are all solid right there. RB room looks real good. T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Smith, kind of dusty at wide receiver. Then we have Sam Laporta at tight end. as the anchor tight end. We won't be looking at tight ends until late in the draft, probably around 80. We might go somebody like Warren or Loveland because the tight end values there are just insane. But now we're back up on the clock in one more pick. We got to be wide receiver here, I think. We could go Jaden Higgins, which allows us to get a potential CJ Stroud stack later in the draft. Don't really love Keon Coleman, and then you can see the other receivers here are just bad, man. Like, we are going to be... Hopefully we get Hollywood Brown as a double Mahomes stack later on. I think we have no choice but to take Jaden Higgins here and just hope that Jaden Higgins somehow turns out to be the number 2 in Houston. Maybe we have a Nico Collins injury or something crazy like that. Wide receiver room definitely needs to be our priority over the next couple of rounds. Drake May gets taken. We were looking to get Drake May stacked with Kyle Williams. That one definitely hurts. I don't think we're going to have CJ Stroud fall to us either. Like, if we look at the board, when's our next pick? We're going to be at 142, so we would need Stroud to fall pretty far past the Nico Collins team too. We're on the clock. Rashad Bateman's 111. I mean, do we just bet on some Rashad Bateman touchdowns? The other option, we could go Kirk and then double stack Stroud with Higgins if we think that he's going to make it back around. I'm going to go Bateman right here. It's kind of a boring pick, but we need some points, especially early in the season, man. We got Jaden Higgins, the rookie, and then 3 other wide receivers. And Worthy, he's kind of a up and down type spike thing. So we're going to be up on the board again right here. Tyler Warren, Ramondre Stevenson. I kind of like the idea of reaching on Kirk, or we go Hollywood. That one's tough. We already have the Mahomes stack, and I do like the Hollywood Brown value. But I can't pass on Warren, dude. I can't do it. I couldn't do it, bro. I should have. Oh, chat, you got to roast me, man. Chat, listen. Christian Kirk or Hollywood Brown was probably the right pick. Listen, Marvin Mims is a bum. He had an insane Week 17, so that won a lot of people tournaments, so his ADP is a lot higher than it should be. Christian Kirk or Hollywood Brown was the right pick for this team. Now we're going to be definitely done at tight end. Now we have Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren. We could potentially set up an Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones at the end, which is going to suck, but like, I can't pass on Tyler Warren, who was, basically top 10 draft capital. He's competing with Josh Downs and Pittman. He's insane. His prospect profile is insane. Rushing upside, receiving, obviously he's going to be a high. He might not be as high volume as Colston Loveland, who is also on the board, but I love Tyler Warren at 122. When it's dusty artifacts, wide receiver 3 Kirk, Hollywood Brown, who had 0 plays last year except for the playoffs, I couldn't do it. We're 17 picks away. We'll see what we get on the way back around. So CJ Stroud did go unstacked as this guy's QB3. His quarterback room, he went 3 picks in a row right there, which is interesting. Now we're on the clock. Jack Bash, who I was hoping fell to us, doesn't. I don't want Trevor Lawrence. I don't want Goddard. We don't need either of those guys. Rashad White, Correndo, Penix, the big Q. I think we're going to go Rashad White here as our RB4. We'll go 5 RBs for sure after that. And then we're going to take either the big Q, Xavier Legette, or Palmer. We'll see who falls to us. But I mean, really, it's not falling to us because we're going to have to reach. Let's see what this guy right here at pick 1 does. He's got Fields and Herbert. He's got Jacobs, Hampton, Swift. He's probably going to go RB or wide receiver. He only has 4 receivers, which I don't like that. And they're all unstacked. All of his receivers are unstacked, except for maybe the Chargers. I didn't see what he had there. Yeah, he has Trey Harris stacked with Herbert. Now he's got Lawrence unstacked. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really love that build. I think our team looks a little bit more well-balanced. Running back room, 4 great RBs. I love it. Tight ends, insane. Quarterback, Mahomes, hopefully he's not a bum. We had a great falling value. Wide receivers, it's trash. Wide receivers, it's bad. Do we have any Falcons on the team? We don't have any Falcons. Nobody really great to target later for the Atlanta Falcons either. Like, you can't stack Algier. He's not even going to fall to us. I think we go the big Q. I think it's a no-brainer here. Quentin Johnson did have 700 yards in 2024. He did have 8 touchdowns. Yes, Trey Harris comes in. He's going to be a pest. Maybe you say Conklin takes some target share. Maybe you say Will Dissly improves his target share. I don't know what it's going to be. Quentin Johnson, even if he's the wide receiver 3, he should still have enough potential for spike weeks on touchdowns. He did have 8 touchdowns. So when he has those touchdowns at pick 146, that'll be great to slide our up. The big Q, Bateman, these guys are kind of big play guys. They'll be volatile. They'll be up and down. It's pretty similar, though, with Devontae Smith and Worthy. So this team is kind of banking on T. Higgins being an anchor receiver, averaging 15 or 16 points per week consistently. And we're going to need to have well-timed spike weeks from Bateman, the big Q, Devontae, and Worthy. and Higgins kind of has to hit. I'm liking this team. I'm not loving this team. I'm not kind of unsure what we're going to be doing at quarterback here. We don't really have any more stacking options. We only have one stack with Mahomes and Worthy. This draft's all right. It's all right. Picks away, and now I know the clarity of what this team is going to be. So we have 5 picks left. We're going to be going one more running back and calling it a day in the running back room. The running back room looks good. We're going to go 2 more receivers. So we already have 6 receivers. We're going to go 8 wide receivers. We're going to leave it at 2 tight ends. Laporta and Warren, they're going to hold down the fort. And then at quarterback, I think we're going to go 2 more quarterbacks to wrap things up. We'll see who we get. You know, there's some potential Tennessee tight end stacks we could get if we go Ward here. But the problem with going Cam Ward right here is that we need wide receiver points, and Adam Thielen might be one of the last guys that can get the job done. We could also go Alec Pierce because I am thinking that one of our final picks could be one of the Colts quarterbacks. And Alec Pierce, he low-key had 824 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. So that's kind of insane. But do you go Alec Pierce? Do you go the second Texans rookie wide receiver? A lot of options we're going to have right here in the next 3 picks. Now, if Adam Thielen is selected, that's going to change a lot of things for us. We'll see what we have coming to us in a couple selections. I'm thinking Adam Thielen is the number 1 receiver on the board. Adam Thielen goes. Jalen McMillan as a rookie had 8 touchdowns. I expect big regression from him. We could go Pat Bryant, but looking at our receivers, we only have 1 rookie wide receiver, which isn't terrible. Do we go Pat Bryant, and then do we reach on Alec Pierce, or do we go Cam Ward? We'll see what happens. We'll see if Cam Ward makes it back to us. I think it would be exciting if we get Cam Ward right here at 170. I think we're going to have to go and take him. This guy takes Alec Pierce immediately. I think this guy's actually on auto draft because of how fast he just picked him. Or else that guy just has quick fingers. We're going to go Cam Ward. Cam Ward, we have Mahomes, we have Cam Ward. And Cam Ward, we're probably going to pair up with somebody like Alik Ayamaner, maybe Lockett later on in this draft. So we will have another stacked again. We're setting up for the final couple weeks where you kind of do need things to go right in terms of stacking. We have a lot of unstacked options, which isn't something I love. But we're going to hopefully get one of the Colts quarterbacks. We're going to take, as our third quarterback, we'll either go Daniel Jones or Richardson. We'll see. I'd rather have Richardson just because his rushing upside is a bit higher. But I think that Jones probably plays more games, but we'll see. And then I think we're going to end it with a tight ends receiver like Ayamaner. We'll see what happens. No way. Anthony Richardson just went. Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones both go way ahead of ADP. Way, way, way ahead of ADP. Unstacked Richardson. And I didn't even see if that guy had a stack, but we're about to be on the clock, and this team might be in shambles, bro. Titans. We're going to wait on the Titan stack. I think we go running back. I don't really have any Miles Sanders this year, and the fact that Miles Sanders is getting first-team reps, I think it would be a good idea to mix him in. What could have been interesting to go DJ Giddens right here and say, what if Taylor gets hurt, then comes back, and we have an interesting team scheme having both of those RBs. We'll go Sanders. That's going to be our 5th and final running back. The running back room is done at Saquon, JT, Judkins, Rashad White, Miles Sanders. That smells like RB points. We're on the clock here again. We need to go wide receiver, but we have to finish with a Titans wide receiver. Don't forget that. So I don't love Keenan Allen here. I don't really love any of these guys. We got to look up Titans quick. We're racing against the clock, bro. Gunnar Helm. We'll go Lockett. We'll wrap it up. We have a couple of rookies. So the reason I went Lockett over Ayamaner, right? Take a look. We have Higgins, rookie. We have Pat Bryant, rookie. Those are going to be later in the season points. We need some early in the season production as well, which is why I go with Tyler Lockett right here at pick 194. Now, the quarterback room with Mahomes and Ward, is that going to be enough quarterback production? Or do we need a third quarterback right here? I mean, I'm actually liking this team. Like, the receiving room is weak, but we do have 8 viable options, especially if Pat Bryant or Jaden Higgins. If one of them hits, we are looking good. Running back room should be fine. It's really about quarterback and wide receiver right here. So let's go just filter it down to quarterback and wide receiver. Jackson Dart, trash. Russell Wilson, trash. And we have no New York Giants stacks. Oh, man. We have one final selection. And the team... Let's see. What do we think? What do we think, boys? 2-5-8-2. Let's just look at the quarterbacks. There's not even a single starting quarterback on the board besides Russell Wilson. And an unstacked Russell Wilson doesn't really give me much interest. Yeah. Rushing upside, Not much. Jackson Dart, he's trash. Shador, he's trash. Milrow might be interesting because what if you have a scam Darnold injury and you have Milrow with a pretty solid receiving core and insane rushing upside? So this could be an interesting thing. It could also be lighting $3 on fire. I think I'm just going to go Milrow unless we have something crazy like the smarter pick would probably be going Alik Ayamana right here. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's probably what we have to do. Another interesting scenario, right? Another interesting dilemma. If we are optimizing for week 15, 16, 17 for the playoffs, you definitely go with Ayamana right here. You stack Cam Ward with Lockett and Ayamana, and then you just rely on the Titans. And you have Mahomes with Worthy. Now, the problem is, I don't know if this team has enough wide receiver and quarterback production to make the dance. We have to be top 2 in the first 14 weeks to actually make the dance. I think Milrow would give us better upside in that scenario because if Darnold gets hurt, Milrow could immediately slide into our lineup. We're going Ayamana, man. We're going to have a rare 9 wide receiver build. That's the team. That's the final lineup. Team, Mahomes at quarterback paired with Worthy. Ward, double stacked. I like it with Lockett and Ayamana. I think those were good picks. Running back, go to running back room of Saquon, JT, Judkins, Rashad White, Miles Sanders. Could be insane. Wide receiver room, again, we just need 3 viable wide receivers every single week. We got Higgins. We got Worthy. We got Devontae. We got double Higgins. We have Jaden Higgins this time. Bateman, the Big Q, Pat Bryant, and the Titans. Titans and tight ends. We have Laporta and Warren. Pretty strong tight end room. I like the team. This team definitely could make some noise. $100,000 on the line. Thanks for watching, boys.